Belum masuk. Halo,
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Levy. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Oh,
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. It's a great opportunity to have you again, sir.
yes. Pleasure learning.
Alhamdulillah. So perhaps we have to open first our podcast in this morning or in New Zealand time. Perhaps it will be afternoon, right, sir?
Yes, that's correct.
Sure.
Afternoon.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, Mr. Levy, for accepting our that invitation to be a speaker in this podcast, and also it really is that it was really an honor to have you being a speaker again. And then I want to introduce first myself. I'm Septian. I'm a supervisor in this podcast program at IDN Boarding School Bogor. And then um, we have also two hosts that will be asking several questions, including studying in New Zealand or culture and also opportunities in New Zealand. And also, I would like to introduce first our renowned speaker from New Zealand. He is Mr. Levy. He's a student at Wellington University in New Zealand, and also, of course, he has lots of experiences in this subject. And then, yeah, I hope all of our hosts will reveal much information about it. Okay, welcome, Mr. Levy, in our podcast program. And then, please, Zafran and also Aga, you can guide this podcast. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Satya. My voice. And thank you so much, Mr. Satya, for me first introduce myself. Hi, Mr. Levy. My name is Muhammad Aga Satya. You can call me Aga. And the other host,
And hello, Mr. Rafi. My name is Zafran, and it is such a pleasure to have you on this wonderful podcast this morning, sir. Is the weather nice over there? I think it's
Uh,
very nice.
not at the moment. Hopefully it will be next week, but
Oh,
not today.
all
Quite
right.
cool. But yeah.
yeah, we get the first one that lots of people request that is IELTS required to uh, get to join university in New Zealand?
I'm
Yep.
having signal issues, I think. Test. Hello?
Did you hear my voice?
Yes. I think you got cut off a bit from my side or from your side. I don't know.
Okay, sir. So maybe to start this beautiful podcast, I would like to ask you a question about the. Oh yeah, I've heard from Mr. Septian that you're now a citizen or a resident for New Zealand, right, sir?
Yes, that's correct.
So, what would you think is the difference between Indonesia living and New Zealand living? And why do you think about that? We would like to know your intake on it.
I guess New Zealand is quite open, I guess, and the vibes are just very different compared to Indonesia, where it's so like crowded and everything seems like going at a fast pace. I guess
Yeah, yeah.
when you're at New Zealand, it's quite slower. You can slow down and actually process what you're doing from day to day.
Mm. I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, especially since it's gonna be Lunar New Year, Indonesia's streets are all bustling all around.
Yes, yes, exactly.
I think every other country has that, except for our country. Well, we hope one day.
Mm.
Okay, and maybe about the citizenship. Do you think that everything is easier, like in communication, in living? Do you think everything is easier in Indonesia or New Zealand? And hopefully you can tell us why.
Well, in terms of living, I think it comes down to preferences. I cope well when I lived in Indonesia. Same goes with New Zealand. Uh, I guess with my citizen, the only advantage is just the living, but how you like socialize with people and other stuff, that's quite similar in some sense. The citizen isn't like a massive advantage. I guess it's just mainly for your living in New Zealand, and that's all.
You said you are a permanent resident, so are you still Indonesian citizen or already become a New Zealand citizen?
So that's the interesting aspect. From my passport, I am still a dual citizenship. So at the moment, I am still both Indonesian citizen and New Zealand up until 21, where I would have to choose between one or the other, either being just an Indonesian citizen or a New Zealand citizen, because I think due to the loss from the Indonesia side.
From your opinion, which side is better?
I
If you
think it's
already
quite a difficult choice, but if I
if
have
you
to think,
already yeah, sorry.
oh sorry, yeah,
If you're
yes,
already 21 years old, which one would you choose?
yeah. So if I have to think like long term wise in terms of working opportunities, I might have to go in and choose New Zealand just because I think it allows you to enter more countries more freedomly, I guess. But unfortunately, that means my stay in Indonesia is a bit hard if I have to visit. But I guess in the end, some sacrifices have to be made.
So, what Wellington University needs appeals to join? Join the university?
Can you repeat that again? Sorry.
My first question,
Yes, I can hear you now.
Wellington University.
You're slightly cut off in the end. It's hard to catch your question.
Okay, sir. So my friend asked, is it recommended to use IELTS to be able to join a university?
Yes, I highly recommended IELTS. Just because New Zealand is basically run through English
Oh,
daily, so it's yeah definitely an option to consider if you are planning to go here. Just makes life
well,
easier.
sir, since you know that obviously our academical culture in Indonesia and New Zealand are very different. If, example, a student from Indonesia wants to study in New Zealand and he got accepted, how do you think students can adapt to New Zealand's academic workload successfully?
I think because what I mentioned earlier, that New Zealand is kind of I didn't mention it, but New Zealand is quite have an independent lifestyle. So if you're a student that's planning to go here, one of the intentions that you should make is a balanced lifestyle, because you have like full almost full power and control when you go here. So academic wise, it feels like it feels flexible. So like, I guess you just need to be prepared with the ability to manage the workload quite in a balanced manner.
Uh, Some work in New Zealand universities. Uh, Man, exam works in New Zealand university. My
Can
my question
you?
is this. Oh, hello.
Oh yes, you're clear now. Yeah, for now.
Assessments and exams work in New Zealand universities.
Yes. Okay. Right. So majority of the time when you're studying here, you are mostly doing things like assignments, quizzes, and report writings, and a couple others. So these individually they are worth small points, but because you do it so often, like throughout the study time, it will add up quite fairly to like the total points. So these points is the points that will help you succeed the year, because each year there's a point limit that you need to reach so that you pass the year. So you earn these through the assessments, I guess, that I just said. And then the exams will definitely help you push towards success of the year. Exams are mostly like at the end of the semester. Some are like oddly in the middle of the semester, but they're mostly towards the end. So end of semester and like the final year, I guess, final year exam. And they're typically worth very lots of points. So you can't miss that, or you need to study hard for it to get the majority of the points.
Okay, thank you, sir, for that answering that question. Now, I would like to ask, since obviously we go by points, right, in New Zealand to study, and I've been thinking, if it's like that, what are the most important academic expectations for international students in New Zealand? Because obviously, I think if the school wants to enroll a student from Indonesia, obviously they will have high expectations for that student, if I'm not wrong. And if it's like that, then what's the most important academic expectation for them to be able to achieve?
So the assignments, the assessments that I mentioned, they're quite given to you quite often. So one of the things that I guess that will allow you to succeed is for you to finish this thing quite early as possible, because delaying it would just make it harder for yourself to try to grab these points, because in the end they're not really they're trying to look for your capability in doing these assessments and exams, but they're kind of looking at how you manage your assessments, which, because in the end, these, even if the grade on that assessment is bad, at least you're still able to submit it on the deadline, rather than if you don't, then you're either possibly not getting any points at all or just very very small. So it's very important to like start early and submit early.
Okay, thank you, sir, for that answer.
Next question. Scholarship available in New Zealand and how we apply to it.
So the my residency has one of the advantage in how I could apply for a scholarship. Technically, it's not really considered a scholarship. It's more like a governmental funding for local people to support their budgeting throughout university, and to support your fees to pay off for the university. At the moment, it's loaning the fee, so that means I have to repay it at some point in time. But I guess that will make it easy for me, so that I don't need to worry about paying it on the spot, and then I just need to worry about budgeting my way through uni and throughout the years of my study.
For the answer. I'm curious, what tips do experienced students give for succeeding academically in New Zealand?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
Oh, wait. Um, what tips experienced students give for succeeding academically in New Zealand?
I guess accepting that you are studying, because I know it kind of sucks, I guess, like to get like all these and it sounds kind of like boring, especially like if it involves you like writing a lot, like words and words. But I think in the end, you just gotta accept the fact that this is normal as part of a student, as part of a journey of student trying to pursue your respective career. So I guess one of the tips is just go for it and just, I guess, yeah, endure through the pains and struggles.
Okay, thank you, sir, for that wonderful answer. Now, I've actually, before this podcast, I've tapped in a little bit of New Zealand culture, and I heard that the people there are called Kiwi. Am I correct?
Yes, 100% Kiwis. Yeah, the local people.
Because Kiwi represents the bird. What was it? The bird that's like have no feathers, right? And they
Yeah,
just run. Yeah,
yeah.
and I've heard that people are represented as Kiwi. Well, do you think that it's actually easy for international students to adapt to the Kiwi part in this, or in the saying, the cultural part of New Zealand? And do you think people will easily accept them?
Oh yes, 100% they will be accepted. New Zealand, I believe, is already ranked quite high in terms of diversity for its people. So it's like no surprise for like Kiwis to like see a lot of like people like from Asia, from Europe, all around the world. So it's very easy to get accepted by the locals here, which I guess shouldn't be a concern if you are coming in here. You'll definitely be like welcome, warm welcome by the locals, by the Kiwis.
All right, sir. So I guess it's pretty easy. So I guess now you're officially a Kiwi, aren't you, sir?
Yes. Technically, I have always been a Kiwi. My time in Indonesia was just some some years, but I was
Oh,
born here, and then majority of the time I've been living here.
oh, I see. Okay. Now, finally, sir, I would like to ask this one also about students. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the student road on this. So, what teaching styles are actually most common in New Zealand? Because a lot of people, maybe in Indonesia, their teaching style is maybe like instantly giving a short exam or an introduction that's interactive. So, what type of teaching style is in New Zealand? Is it maybe a lecture or something like that?
Yes, definitely lectures. That's definitely like a must when it's in university, quite mandatory. And they also, in between those weeks, there's tutorials. So tutorials are technically smaller classes that will discuss these lecture materials in more details, because in lectures they just talk to you for about an hour, but they don't explain to you like if there's anything that you don't understand. The lecturers don't come to you like, oh, okay, this is that. So tutorials are there to help you understand materials that maybe you couldn't understand in the lecture, which ties in with what you said in Indonesia, how there's open discussions, I guess you could say. that's where tutorials comes in for discussions in between.
So basically, if in New Zealand, it's more of like an independent study. So the teachers will teach us the material, but if we don't understand, then we will have to understand it ourselves.
Yes, and then if you can't do that, that's where you come in tutorials and try to help from students around, similar to you, and work it out together. But it can be
So I guess
independent.
that also improves the social life in there, don't it? Because it means like there's no way that in New Zealand we're not gonna make friends. Like there's no way because we're gonna have to discuss everything with our friends.
Yes, absolutely.
Ah,
Yes.
all right. Okay, you ask. Thanks.
So like I said before about we differences should students prepare for before arriving in New Zealand so that we can adapt faster in New Zealand.
I guess what we mentioned that not just university in New Zealand, but New Zealand as a whole, they're quite social. So coming into here, you have to be ready to socialize with people, not just like in the campus, but just like with everyone around you, because they're quite friendly. And one of the advantages of being social, that means you have a lot of connections with other people. So if there were to be any issues encountered, I guess you got people to that you can go to for your support when you come here.
I was curious, what are some common cultural misconceptions about New Zealand?
One of the common perceptions, one of the few common perceptions, I guess, New Zealand is part of Australia sometimes for people, which technically we're officially neighbors. New Zealand just lives just some distance from Australia, but we are not part of Australia. It's just quite a common misconception. And then it's, I guess, because how small New Zealand is on the map, they're either like forgotten on the map itself or forgotten that it's an actual country, which is quite funny. Uh, Last one that I can think about is that New Zealand is full on just green, 100% just full of greenery. And I guess that's quite misleading because we still have our ways of trying to live like the urbans, the like and other like industrial life. I guess that still exists. So it's quite misleading to say that like even though the nature of New Zealand is beautiful, it's not pure all green.
All right, sir. Thank you. I guess that's true. Anyway, sir, I would like to ask since you know that it's about to be the Lunar New Year, right? Soon. And especially since yesterday was Valentine's Day in New Zealand, they celebrate it. And I was thinking of how can cult what was the question? Oh, here. How do festivals and holidays in New Zealand contribute to student life, especially in the Lunar New Year? Obviously, it's going to be a big holiday. So, does that contribute anything to the student life there?
It enhances your experience here as a student, especially if you're an outside student, so an international student, because that would be a good way, I guess, for you to be welcomed by the community because the atmosphere is quite beautiful. It's like just a collection of people from everywhere just gathering in this one event. So definitely festival and holidays, it contributes so much to student life. So if there's an opportunity for a festival or a holiday, I think it's very recommended to have a go at it.
Kiwi, is it important for us to learn some Kiwi slang so we could blend in as local resident? Is it important for us? Maybe it's not really that important.
New Zealand slangs itself is not that important. I guess one of the bonus knowing it is that you'll vibe well with the mates here, I guess, so that you can have your laughs and giggles. But I guess in some sense, it's just the connection between you and the friends. But it's nothing really much important. If you don't know it, it's not the end of the world. It's just a bonus if you do know it for extra comedy and jokes.
All right, sir. Speaking about Kiwi slang or the culture there, what cultural experience do students recommend not missing? So, for instance, I go to New Zealand and I meet you. Now, what would you recommend me not missing as a festival or something?
Uh, the culture here is special. There is a lot. I guess one specific one is, of course, from the Maori culture. My personal favorite one is attending haka performances. So haka in the culture of Maori is a traditional dance performed on special occasions or events, and these different hakas have different meanings depending on what the purpose of the event. So if you're aware, we have our own sport, local sport, I guess, rugby. So on the world stage, our national team, when they play rugby, they perform a haka towards the other team as a sign to like start a war, not physically, but you know how they compete with each other face to face. So I guess it's like a way to for New Zealand to show that they've accepted the challenge to compete. So that's just one of the
So,
experiences.
A haka, sir. Can is haka like a hand sign, like something like this?
Yes, the one where you move the hands and the legs in different kinds of ways,
Okay,
which
aga.
has meanings. Yeah, yeah.
Like this, like this.
Yes.
If it's like this, I'm already an expert at it. Let's do
You're
this.
already an expert at it. Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got the concept in, yeah.
Maori culture play in everyday life and study in New Zealand. Is it important?
Can you say that again? Sorry, didn't hear it that much.
What role does Maori culture play in everyday life and study in New Zealand?
The the Maori culture life kind of shapes the identity for New Zealand. So it plays, I guess, a crucial role in like daily lives of just for everyone. So we would normally see some advertisements on the walls written in Te Reo. We might have like just casual greetings with teachers and staff, students, just with like couple of phrases with Te Reo. We got we got like prayers and songs in Te Reo every now and then. That's also like very common in the events for Maoris, the Maori culture. So because so that's I guess one of the ways for us to keep the culture alive and keep it going in New Zealand.
Okay, sir. And also talking about some of like culture events. Since you're a student at Australia, what does a typical student day, or maybe like you could tell us about your activity from morning until night, and what does a student weekend look like as well? Because I think I'm interested in going there. I mean, I think it's really fun to be a Kiwi. Yeah, Kiwi.
Yes, as a Kiwi. So I start normally like on average around a 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Gives me time to just comfortably wake up in my own comfort and then prepare slowly for it. And then as you go, you have a mixture between these lectures and tutorials. And there's definitely gaps for you to do like either free studying or your free activity in between. So like for me personally, like during around the lunchtime, I have lunch and go in for prayers for duhur. That is that is how I arrange like the study times, I guess, for weekly. And then I finish around 4 p.m. I guess on average, and then that's I guess either time to do extra studying or go for like a exercise maybe in the gym or stuff, and then like that's how I settle for the weekdays. The weekends there's nothing much usually. It's just the odd activities from clubs maybe if there's, but if there isn't, that's just time to relax or maybe again do extra grinding on the assignments that maybe due like around the corner. But mostly it's for relaxation time, I guess, the weekends.
For us, we to do a part-time job in our free time.
Me at the moment, I'm not doing a part-time job in my free time, but it's I guess something to consider, especially if I have plans to like go holidays, maybe in the country or outside. I guess it's something that I'm heavily considering. But at the moment, I guess all eyes is technically on the studies that I'm doing here. Something that I'll keep in mind though.
Uh, so part-time work opportunities are available for students if it's possible.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Um, what kinds of part-time work opportunities are available for students if it's possible?
They're quite heaps. Some common ones are so like being in as restaurant workers, convenience stores. We got supermarket retailers. We got the fast food chains workers as well, like being a cashier or being at the back helping out in kitchen, and quite many more. So in terms of part-time opportunities, it's definitely like quite easy, or not easy, but at least there's options for you to scan.
Do a part-time job because some countries didn't allow students part-time jobs like uh, the one I know, Turkey didn't allow us to do a part-time job. But what is the benefit to work while studying as a student? Is it going to improve the experience or uh, upgrade their skills or any?
So from judging from some of my friends that has worked while studying, I guess one of the benefits they gain is very good time management, because I never see them panicking about their assignments that they have. They still are able to finish the assignments on the time, but at the same time still doing work as usual. So I guess it comes to show that like these people has kind of mastered the art of time management. So I guess in terms of trying to improve it, I guess having work is one of the ways to improve this aspect when you're studying.
Uh,
All right, sir. Thank you for that. Now, since of course you're far from home from Indonesia, right? You're very far away from home, and obviously, I think you have friends from Indonesia. So, how do students maintain connections with family and friends back home? And do you think it's easy to find the time to connect with them, or is it difficult to find your free time? Something like that.
In terms of time, I guess throughout the weekdays, it's quite packed and busy for our side, for the students. So in terms of connecting, I assume that it's made easier if you do it around the weekends, especially if you got nothing going on. And for family and friends, I guess it's just through the typical messaging platforms like what you would normally use, like WhatsApp, Instagram, these kind of platforms. And then it's the casual just conversations and meetups. I guess it's enough to still keep the bond intact. for me personally as well, for friends, I we still connect like through games and stuff. It's funner to it's way more fun to connect as well. Like we can talk while playing this game. So it's yeah, that's how I guess we keep the bond while being distanced apart.
Oh, so you have lots of free time that you still can play games.
Yes, yeah.
That's pretty interesting, to be honest. Hmm. I want to ask something that's important for Indonesian. Uh, is it the local food better than Indonesia, or maybe is it the same?
I have to be honest on this one. It's definitely not the same, and Indonesia kind of wins more with the food, the culinary there. New Zealand
Yes,
food.
that's my country.
Yes. Yes, that's one of my I guess bucket lists. If I ever keep going to Indonesia, it's always the food, food and family. Good times to be there when at Indonesia. New Zealand, yes, it's New Zealand by itself is bland, but I guess again because I mentioned diversity, all the foods itself is also diverse. So you don't have to like eat specifically like New Zealand local food. There's definitely like heaps of other food options from like around the world, I guess, because of this idea of diverse. So I guess it's something in the end, something to eat. You don't have to eat the same thing over and over.
Well, that's good. I thought I'm gonna starve. It's already correct. We bring pop me. We bring one box of pop me and we just eat it every day.
You're talking about Disney Ramadan as well.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Perfect. You just reminded us of that, sir. Is it easy to do Ramadan in New Zealand?
No, unfortunately, it's not.
Oh, it's
It's
not. Oh
it
no.
gets harder by each year. The time goes back more and more and more. So if
Oh
we're
yeah.
talking about
Oh,
Maghrib, the iftar is about at the moment is around 8:30 p.m. Where the usual in Indonesia I assume is 6, right?
yeah.
Yes. So
8:30 p.m.
8:30. So that is now, and then if we speak about next year's, it could be like 9. It could be it goes keep going back forwards nine
So like
thirty.
subuh, and then 9 o'clock you're still fasting, and everyone's already eating 3 hours ago, and you're still fasting in New
Yes,
Zealand.
and still fasting, even though we see the sun first, but we open the latest out there.
Oh my God. I
Yes,
see. I see.
the time works slightly different here in New Zealand compared to over
Well,
there.
I guess the solution is flying between countries. Ramadan,
Yeah.
fly to another country and then go back
Just for the sake of Ramadan.
for the sake of Ramadan. For the sake of us.
Yes,
Okay, yes.
massive challenge here, man.
There's also here in Indonesia, like finding food right before breaking fast, like before Maghrib. Is there culture in New Zealand, or we we just try to find a food in the afternoon? And is there any Muslim communities around New Zealand?
Oh yes, there is a lot in my city. There every year there's a Indonesian Muslim community every year just for Ramadan occasion. That's where we all like gather, and that's I guess good opportunity for us to pursue the Indonesian culinary. It's once a year, so if there is one, why not? We come and then we gather, we socialize. It's good vibes all around. Uh, and in terms of getting the foods for iftar, it's straightforward. You can, like what you said, get it in the afternoon and then take away for before iftar, and or you can already get the materials from like the week before and then just cook it in. So it's quite straightforward. It's all right in that part.
Us live right now.
Sorry.
Us, yes, we live right now.
You got caught off with it. Sorry.
What my friend asked is that are there many mosques in New Zealand? So like it's easy to pray at the mosque 5 times a day, or maybe at least like subuh, maghrib, like that. Sir.
Yes. So mosque is not a lot. There's a few around. Like so in my city, there's like about 4 to 5 mosques, but they're not close. So it's easier if you do want to pray 5 times a day. It's easy to that you have a personal transportation. It's either you have it or maybe with a relative, maybe with the parents that can hop by and drop you down. But it's definitely not a walking distance. So that's the only issue for some of us. So if that was the case, I guess transportation would make it slightly easy.
Sir. So I guess that means obviously it's not a walking distance, but it's still possible. Well, that's good as long as it's possible.
Yeah.
And this is totally out of the topic, like really just random out of the topic. So please accept it, sir.
Yeah.
Uh, do you like playing games? Just so we can get to know each other better.
Yes. There's some games. There's not. I'm not a whole gamer. It's just enough games for me to like entertain me from like just throughout.
From boredom, right, sir? From boredom of studying and everything.
Yes. Definitely.
Well, maybe
So-
sometimes we can play together, right, girl? We can play together sometimes.
yes. I think, judging by your tone, I think I already know what the game you're talking about. I think.
Really?
I think so. I have a slight suspicion.
Take a guess. Take a guess. Take a guess, sir. What do you think? What's my favorite game, or what game do you think I play?
Surely it's Mobile Legends, right? There's
Huh?
no doubt. Surely it's Mobile Legends.
No, it's not. I don't play Mobile
No, it's
Legends,
not.
sir.
No, you know what?
I don't play Mobile Legends. Nice guess though. Nice guess. But
Oh,
I
okay.
do play something that looks like it.
Looks
But
like
that's
it.
not my main game. Yeah, it
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like it, but that's not my main game.
Ah. Oh. What? So it's like the League of Legends kind. So it's not like it.
Mm, no, it's not League of Legends as well.
It's not League of Legends, but it's like it. It's
Do
like
you know Hoyoverse?
I haven't heard of that. Wait.
Oh, you haven't heard. That's good. Okay. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
there's one more game. I'm just gonna tell you. Do you know Pokemon Unite?
Oh yes, I heard of. I don't play
Yeah,
it, but yes.
I play that game. I play that game.
Ah,
That's
okay,
the game I
okay.
play.
Yes. Okay.
What about you, sir? What game do you play?
Yeah. That was just one example. And then
All right.
couple of football games because
Football
I like
games.
watching it as well in general. Yeah, football watching it. So I got a couple of games. Yeah. I guess and just on laptop would be Roblox because there's a lot of games I could pick out there.
True.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much my lineups though. Nothing too much.
Nothing too much, nothing too little.
Yes.
You like football, sir?
Oh yes. Less of playing it, more like watching it. I guess I'm not that
Okay.
good playing.
Listen. United?
What was that? Sorry.
Who did you support?
Liverpool.
Liverpool. Nah,
Yeah.
nah.
Are you a Man
Manchester
United
United.
fan? Oh yeah. The fan base is so huge in Indonesia. Man United. It's like so common to like meet
Manchester United.
Indonesian
Yeah,
people and Man United supporters.
it's a good club, sir. We just unbeaten. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we are too far from the topic right now.
Yeah. You can go back anytime. Football.
Oh, test.
Yes. Okay.
Uh,
Not here.
okay. Okay, like what my friend said, yeah, we should definitely get back on topic before our teacher scolds us for talking about games.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's see. For the next question, I guess I would like to ask you about uh, how can students cope with homesickness? Because
Homesickness is
yeah, because obviously a lot of people must be really homesick for going far away from their home, right? And they feel like I cannot just I cannot just go back like that myself, right? That's why. So how do you think people cope with that?
I guess it's through clubs you can relate because they're local people, but having the same situation as you. You're studying at this native country while being overseas, far from home. So it's good to connect with similar people that's in your situation, so that at least you feel more comfortable knowing that you're not alone doing the studies that overseas very far. Uh, that's mainly how I guess to make you more comfortable. That comes on top of my head, I guess.
That's all right, sir. All right. So I guess to make it more comfortable is finding other people who can relate to what we're feeling.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, and for example, for the future of New Zealand students, what do you think is the long career? So, like, what long-term career opportunities exist after graduation? Because I'm sure there's going to be a lot from New Zealand.
Yes. Especially like those jobs that's like very high in demand for New Zealand, because these jobs are very short in skills, I guess. So these could look like anything to do with technology, or maybe nursing. So like the healthcare, and what else? Accounting, marketing, like all these business kind areas. They're very, I guess, high in demand, which that means it's good for on the long run, meaning like trying to get into these areas should be all right once you finish your studies.
All right, I understand. Hmm. Okay. Well, then, example. Obviously, you've met your seniors who've already graduated, and I think you have some connections to those seniors. Am I correct, sir?
Yeah, some connections.
Now, okay. Now, what tips do you always get for people like graduates? If you ask some tips about academic, what types of tips would they usually give to you?
That's a good one. So for graduates, I guess being comfortable in receiving pressure from the workload, because it will definitely train you much better in the real world in more job situations. So that's where I guess what we're doing comes in. Our studying in university, it prepares for us in the real world. And also doing internships would help a lot, so that you have the experience on that field, which would make it easy for jobs to spot you. And yes, so that's mostly from my friends that graduated or near to graduate. Common advice for me.
All right. And I guess my friend's already back in, so I'm gonna leave the mic to him.
Uh, Curious about this question. How do you is imagine living in New Zealand? Because from what I heard, that New Zealand has a very expensive, has a really expensive living budget. Of the,
Yes, even trying to afford the most basic necessities, it's quite expensive all in all, especially for me in being in the capital city. That does not make it any better. So I guess living efficiently is like a must in New Zealand, avoiding things that you don't really need. It's, I guess, something that you could weigh in because it will help you a lot in terms of budgeting yourself in a country where the lifestyle is quite hard in terms of financial. That's why, like, technically having a part-time job is helps you a lot in coping with the situation that New Zealand has in terms of financial situation.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to be able to sweep a lot. Let's go to someone's house and sweep. Oh,
Start the work.
prepare for the work before we prepare for the study.
Yes. Good warm up. Yeah.
Now, Mister, how do you think assessments or exams work in New Zealand universities? So, like, obviously, there's gonna be a year-end exam or something like that. Now, how does it work, or what do you think? How does it work?
So if you're asking how it works, I guess we share similarities, I assume, to with Indonesia, where it's the typical pen and paper style exam. There's a time limit in place. It's not that long, also not that short. It's quite in the middle in terms of duration, and you're given a set of questions, and I guess you fill it in from there. It's quite similar pattern, I assume, with Indonesia. Uh, assignments usually they're mostly all run on your device, so technology. They're not really less of old school. They're, I guess, more kind of nowadays kind. So you submit it even online as well. If there's a report writing, you type it in there. It's just purely exams that forces you into like a pen paper style. That's also due to the fact maybe because AI is exploding here. So trying to avoid AI in the exams, that's probably one of the ways university counters them.
Well, does handwriting count as a score? Because if it counts as a score, I don't think I'm gonna get a good grade.
No,
Being honest.
handwriting. As long as you can read it, that's good enough. They don't judge the handwriting as long as they can read what you
So,
wrote.
so if I can read it, but the teachers can't read it, what will happen then?
So that's where it decides the score. But
Oh,
I guess it's better that if they can read it rather than if you can't read it absolutely, that means it's a full zero.
well,
So
that's good to
it's
know.
better. Yeah. At least you attempt it.
Okay.
That's all it matters. Yeah. Every point matters in the exam,
Oh,
even if you
oh yeah,
don't
we
know it.
get points, right, for trying at least.
Yeah, yes. A point for trying. Yeah. Better than
Well, I
anything.
guess that's called A for trying,
A for
A for
trying.
trying, F for score.
Physically not an A, but for the effort, A. Yes, yes.
A for effort,
A
right?
for effort. Yeah. You'll take that, right?
Okay, and since all the questions from our teachers are gone, but we still have a lot of time, let's just go out of topic. Starting from
Oh
you.
yeah. What do you have?
From my knowledge, that New Zealand is uh, 6 hours 6 hours faster than Indonesia. Am I right?
Yes. Depending on time, it's either 6 or 5. 5 hours around there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how do we deal? How could Indonesian deal about jet lag when we came to New Zealand?
That just goes with time. It probably a week you'll still be thinking about Indonesian time a lot. Well, like, wow, it's just midnight there, but then it's like so early in the morning in New Zealand. It's still at the back of the mind. But once you just go through it, I guess, like from on a weekly basis, you don't feel it, but then the jet lag should be like disappear like by time fading away. It's slightly hard on the first few weeks, I guess. That's what I felt coming back from Indonesia. Still.
Now we're gonna continue out of topic. Wait, I think it's easier to get questions than out of topic. All right.
Yeah.
So to be specific, sir, what city do you live in?
Wellington, the capital city.
Oh, the capital city of Wellington.
Yes, Wellington's the capital of New Zealand. So that's where I am.
Ah, Wait, so I've heard that that's known for the world's windiest city, with average wind speeds exceeding 26 kilometers per hour. Wow, this AI is definitely perfect for questioning. Okay, so where are we now? Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's quite ironic because it's literally the exact speed, I guess, like right now. It's the
Really?
windiest.
Wow,
Yes,
AI is
windiest.
so perfect. Let's
Yes,
use
very
AI.
perfect.
Come on, let's do this.
Very perfect. Like this is like masuk angin type of vibes going out. It's so windy.
Yeah.
So it's like you prefer indoors today. Just yeah,
Oh,
but generally it's the windiest. Yes, we
Yeah.
get these winds.
Ah,
Yeah,
I see.
so it's no surprise for Wellington.
oh, the capital city is Wellington. I thought the capital city is Auckland because Auckland is most
Yes.
famous city
Oh,
in
that's a misconception as well.
Zealand.
Yeah, Auckland being a big city in New Zealand, but Auckland's kind of more like the business city, I guess. It's like New York if you compare it in America. It's just like
Oh,
big, but not really a capital city. It's just where work comes in. But Wellington, it's yeah the capital, kind of in the middle if you look at the map for New Zealand.
misconception that people
Yeah.
around the world. It's
Yes.
it's like Sydney and Canberra, I guess.
Yes. Yes. Exactly the same
Uh,
same thing.
So
Yeah.
yeah, these two countries have similarities, misconceptions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, is the most recommended place to have a holiday in New Zealand?
So it's either you go like from like from Auckland direction, like up on top of New Zealand, the island, or you go down to the lower island because if you're aware, New Zealand's divided into two islands, the north on being up top and south at the bottom. South is generally like a very popular area for tourism, but it's just the matters of fees. So maybe slightly cheaper, you would start at north, like Auckland region, going down a bit, and then that's where maybe if you have the budget to do so, South Island is definitely on top there for recommendation holidays.
All right. Well, speaking of holiday, I think if you're going to go to islands, I'm going to go to cafes because I'm reading from AI that apparently Wellington is coffee capital. Wow.
Yes, it's
Wellington has more cafes and restaurants per capita than New York City. Yep. You can go to the island. I'm just going to go to a cafe. I love this. I love this
Pick your
place.
cafe. There's a lot, right and left, all coffees.
Definitely. Okay.
Yeah.
The- So I guess AI really is useful. Wow. Who said AI
Yes.
wasn't useful?
Yes. It will still be useful for some time.
Yeah.
Very useful.
Well, actually, there is something that AI didn't tell me, but told me about the name. Could you explain to me about the beehive? The iconic beehive-shaped Parliament building was reportedly designed on the back of a napkin. Wait, what? Okay.
Yes, yes. So the beehive, I'm not quite sure too much about the history, but it's one of, I guess, the starting points in where New Zealand decided that Wellington should be the capital city. Uh, Aga, right? Your name? You mentioned earlier that Auckland was the capital. So in history, yes, technically it was the capital at the start. Up before history kind of shifted towards Wellington, where they make the main governmental areas as the center. So this is where the beehive kind of comes in to like as a landmark for the capital city, I guess.
I searched, it's out of topic, but before I searched the ticket from Indonesia to New Zealand, like specifically from Bali to Auckland, it's using an airline called New Zealand Airlines. Am I correct?
Yes, that's the
Is it
main, like,
recommended
one of the main
by
attractions. Can you repeat that? Sorry.
it's recommended to fly with Air New Zealand?
Are you asking how to fly with Air New Zealand?
Is it recommended?
Oh, yes, especially if you want the experience, I guess, with the our main national airline company. It's one of the, I guess, is yeah, one of at least the successful few in the world that actually travels from country to country. So it at least maybe once it's a good experience to try out once or twice, just for the yeah, to get the most out of it.
Well, I guess it's good that these out of topic questions are actually really in topic because that means you can learn the history, right? About the beehive and about Auckland with Wellington. But I still want to try those cafes. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Maybe that's all we can ask to you, Mr. Levy. I'm sorry if we took so many of your time to ask you questions, which maybe not all of them are in topic with our actual topic like studying in New Zealand. But thank you so much for the history lesson and everything about it. We're so sorry if we couldn't give you a wonderful time, and I'm sorry if me or my friend had any mistakes in this. Thank you so much, sir. See you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Izin, izin.
Thank you so much, Mr. Levy, for having this in this podcast. We are really acknowledging your efforts, your valuable experience, and etc. And then, of course, we do really apologize if we have a mistakes during this podcast, and then hopefully you can't be is that a speaker again in the other section opportunity. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Mr. Levy, for your time, for your
Thank you
knowledge,
so
your
much.
efforts in this podcast. Perhaps that's all as we close our podcast in this morning or afternoon by saying hamdulillah together. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Alhamdulillah.
See you next time. Mr. Levy, Aga and also Zafran. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
sir.
Thank you.
Goodbye from Indonesia.